and I feel I'm a little sad that I don't have it. It is a part of my childhood, and I really. Lights, and everybody's not home, so I have the garage to myself. Okay, so this is this is second part to skookum choochering my electrical system in my truck here. I went to start this thing up today. I hooked both these up, and for you know, it's not cold enough to really put it to test, but just being at it, it was probably maybe 45 degrees when I started it up, and the thing started up like it was already warmed up in the middle of the summer. So it maybe, I don't know, half a revolution, and then it fired right off. I mean, it fired off quick. I mean, I just barely. It was nice. So I'm definitely liking the dual battery setup. I should have done this, you know, before when I put the engine in and wouldn't be here. But whatever, we're doing it now. Dump the terminals. It's been raining again today, so I'm like, I'm actually gonna throw this jacket in the wash here in just a bit. I hate standing on zip ties and that popping noise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo this, because what I want to do is when I first hook this up, I want to make sure there's no power going to the other side. So even though I'm pretty sure there won't be, it's just one of those things. We'll try not to touch this up against the body, because it is live right now. Where the hell? What the heck? Oh, there it is. We could jump this to the thing and it'll crank right over. Crappy electrical tape didn't leave any residue, that's nice. I was kind of worried about that, but it didn't. Yeah, if you're in a pinch, you can use zip ties. So for those of you that are following the come and swap on Adam's truck, my cousin Adam's truck, the brown F150 that got rear-ended and also had the bed caved in because he hit his van with it. I just filled his tank on that thing last night. So my hopes is that this Friday I'm going to fill it again, and then we'll be able to get you a fuel economy number on that. And probably isn't the best driver. No, I'm kidding. Sorry, Adam. So his numbers may not be as good as what me or even Todd with the Bronco gets. Todd gets pretty good because he's got the 5-speed. So, I mean, come on, a 6-inch lifted Bronco with a solid D44 up front, 33-inch mud swamper tires. I think they're Mickey Thompsons if I remember correctly. It gets 32.1 miles per gallon on the highway. It's just ridiculous. So, it's funny how. Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what was messing me up. I think I'm gonna rotate this. Okay, so it does exactly what the guy said, although in my head I was thinking it was going to do something just slightly different. So one of the posts is a ground, and it looks like the one with the, it's got a marking on it. I think that's our actual positive. So Yeah, so what we have here is a ground, goes here, and then we got one post here, goes to our sumbitch. So this is a non-case grounded, so it shouldn't heat up like a sumbitch. If you try and make a ground connection through the base of it, it won't do anything. In fact, let's try that. So nothing there. So now this wire's hot all the time. Yep, not case grounded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire this up. I'm just going to tie this power right to the thing here, and then we'll run our ground to our switched ground here. So I have this relay here that controls my vacuum pump, and all it's doing, when I turn the key on, the relay comes on, but all it's doing is it switches my ground, so it'll either open the circuit up or close it. So what I'm just going to do is my ground here, he's just going to come down here, and then my other wire, he's just going to get jumped right to this post here. So I don't even know if I have posts big enough for that. You know, someone suggested I make my own battery tray because I have the welder and stuff, and kind of thinking about doing that. My welding skills aren't the best, but I just actually just need to adjust the welder a little bit more. It is kind of a piece of crap, but you know. So I don't know where my crimper thingamajigger. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a small hammer and I'm just gonna hammer this down, and then I'll probably come back later and solder these so they don't come apart. So what I'll do is hook this guy in and honk, just shove it down in there somewhere, and then I'll get my temp gun, which I have readily available, and we'll see if this thing gets warm. Yeah, these guys, I don't trust these. Even if they're crimped really well with a proper tool and everything, I don't trust them. I solder them. I had one go out, and the V8 that was in it just stopped running while I was doing 70 on the freeway. I was like, oh shit. Like, what happened, buddy? So I think I'm only into this battery setup for about 60 bucks. Got a decent battery laying around. Got it from the cousin there. I'd like to have my vice grips. I had a really nice pair that's been with me since I was a kid, since we moved into this house, and I don't know where it went. And I feel I'm a little sad that I don't have it. It is a part of my childhood, and I really should be careful where I'm putting the vice grips. Okay, so I'm gonna go change my underwear, and we'll be back in just a minute. Hate that shit. So let's try that. Let's try that. Put the key on. Yes. So I ended up returning that little relay thingamajigger that I got. It got way too hot. It got up to 120 degrees after about 8 minutes of being activated. So I returned it and went on eBay and ordered a 500 amp battery relay / isolator. So this is me installing it. Okay, so we tried a couple little relay thingamajiggers. Didn't really work. Temporarily, I wanted to have both batteries available. So I put in this quick disconnect here, which works, but we're going to be taking that off and putting that away because my purpose-built battery relay is here. So this is what I was going for. I don't really have a good spot to mount it, and I kind of might need to make a bracket. Because I kind of want it to go like that, something like that. So I think maybe for now it'll be just heavily zip tied to the dude, and then I'll make a mount later. But for right now, this guy here, you know, is good for, like, you know, you hook up your other battery, you can run a winch, and this thing can take the power. I mean, this is heavy. This is probably maybe a pound. That's what it feels like. 500 amp high current relay isolator. So I think I have enough wire for it. I've got a nice red wire there, and I don't think this takes much to run, so yeah. So what we'll test that. We'll get our voltmeter. I just want to be sure, because we're hot on the side. So ground, nothing, but we have power on the other side. No power here. Okay, so it looks like non-case grounded, so these two will just apply power to one of those. So in that case, how I'm going to wire it up is one of these is going to be jumped. Power straight to it, and then the other one's going to go to the ground. I'm just got to find out which one is our thingamabobber. So let's take off this, get the other post that I have on here. Okay, after doing some digging around, I finally found the little bastard. And we'll want to do just a quick brushing of that. Fits on there real nice. Clamp it down, and be careful you don't want to touch something and have it sparkulate. Someone is getting pulled over. I'm missing tools and stuff. Like, so I've just been sticking a wire in there, but I got another lead made up. So that seems to work. I bet if it went the other way, it wouldn't work at all. Epic. Nice. Take a little chunk out. This 12 gauge is actually just a little too thick for this connector I'm about to use. That's okay. Oh, I actually didn't damage that. That's sweet. some. I might have to get that nail I was using yesterday. Then it's like honk. So what we'll do is I'll take a nail. And I'll just kind of spread this open a little bit. See if we can get this in now. Looks like we can. We may need to snip a braid off here. Yeah. There. I've gotten pretty good at soldering. I'll say that at least. So now what I'll do is I'll just heat shrink that, and then we'll be good to go. And I've just been doing getting the heat near it. That's like awesome. That's like Jimmy did that? What kind of wiring? Holy crap. So now I'll just leave that. I'll do the same thing for the other wire, and I'm going to solder it into this right here, and then I'm going to, can't really heat shrink it now that I have it, but oh well, I got tape. So we'll just do that, and then we'll see how our key on deal works. Got it nicely heat shrunk and everything. Check this out. This is how I'm going to do the rest of the wiring. I'm going to, now that I have heat shrinking, and I'll get some new spade. I keep calling them spades. Eyelets. I'll get some assortment of eyelets. I really just want to consolidate this all into one, and then I can use the full gauge here. I might actually put this one on separate. I'll get a bigger. I mean, look at how terrible that is. That's wrong. And then this is actually my alternator charge wire right here. So this is going to just come back up here, but I'm gonna tie in a thick one that'll come over here, and yeah. So just kind of getting this guy like this, but check that out. And then this one, I love this end. That was beautiful, soldered and everything. So that's how I'm gonna go with all my other wires. Eventually I'll do the same for that rat's nest over there. Eventually I'll get around to it. I will. Trust me, I will. So yeah, I was battery wise I was thinking of doing red tops, but I'm starting to hear some really bad things about the new red top batteries. So I'm kind of looking at another alternative, which is an AGM X-side battery. It's a sealed battery and it's a little bit cheaper, and the amps are what I want for the 0 degree cold cranking amps. So I think I'm going to go with 2 of those. They're fairly small, probably about this big. I'll go with 2 of those, put them here. I'll probably end up making a battery tray because I don't think they'll fit the one that I saw in the Bronco parts thing. So I'll make my own little tray, and then we'll have a thing for this guy to bolt to and be solidly mounted. And then we might make a nice cover for all this. Who knows? So anyways, that's good. This is all good. I haven't touched this at all. It's not touching the hood, so that's good. It's not hopping up. It gets stopped right here, so yeah. Me Reiki. Okay, so I've got my wire here soldered, and tied into my little switched ground here. This relay here, when the key is on, this relay kicks over, and it's just switching the ground side of the battery. So this goes to the ground of my vacuum pump right here, and it goes directly to the battery. So that's what this is going to do. It's going to come here. So all this should kick over, should go right to a ground when the key is on. And then Bob's Your Uncle. This is called the Bob's Your Uncle dual battery setup. This is what you can run in your, if your name is Jim Bob. My name's Jim, my dad's name's Bob, so Jim Bob. So now another thing we can do, before we lock this down, we're gonna put the key on, turn all the accessories off. Not that it matters because we have 2 batteries. We'll turn the accessories off, and then we'll see if this thing gets hot. It shouldn't. This is purpose built for hooking up 2 batteries, so we'll see what happens. If it does get warm, then I'm gonna be a little pissed. Be like, "What's up, bro?" So we got this ready to come off. I'm gonna turn everything off, and then we'll just turn that on, and we got our temp gun floating around somewhere. I'll find that here in just a moment. I might actually just take this little tube off here. This is on right now. Our current temp is 53 degrees. Now he said, my friend Todd, owner of the 4BT Bronco, he has this and he ran his winch through this and it didn't even get warm. So if that's the case, then boom. That's all our problems. I'm gonna go check the internal voltage in the truck. We're still at 53, so yeah, that's good. Cool, we got 2 batteries. But yeah, next what we need to do is make a battery tray, get our 2 AGM batteries, get some different spade connectors, and we can consolidate some of these nasty, ugly ass wires. I'm gonna have new negative battery cables made up, maybe a little bit thicker, and new permanent ends, and then all this stuff will get tied in here somewhere. But yeah, this should work great. So now this whole system here is automatic, and my idea is to have this where, you know, as I mentioned in the previous video, you know, if this battery, you know, is too low to start the engine, when you turn the key, this will automatically kick over and turn this on. You know, and we'll jump the battery, and it should just start right up. So now I'm gonna clear the tools out of the way here, get them put away, and then we'll see how it starts. Should start just fine. Okay, so you know it's funny. I put all my stuff away, and I find in a box these. I know I had these somewhere, so you can actually take those, one of those, and combine these 3 together, and move them over here so they're kind of out of the way, or just have it on one thing so there's not 3 coming here. This one here can actually go over there, with these 2, and along with this, can go all on one, and then this can have a new one. In fact, I might do that right now. I'm gonna disconnect this one, put it on that big spade, and then honk them down right here. Okay, I've done took her out of gear. Let's let the vacuum pump up. I fixed a leak. I'll show you what I noticed here. Look at my master cylinder. This look brand new. Now it's rusty. I put a clamp here because I noticed this was coming loose. There's a hot dog down the hallway, so I fixed that. That'll definitely save that pump. I don't want to have any pumps going out. Just son of a bitch. Even for a vacuum pump, that thing's expensive. Dual batteries. We're not overcharging. 14 volts. Light bar. Headlights. Main lights. 13.9 volts. And then we'll put the fan on. I would say now is just a bigger alternator and a bigger charge wire. Yeah, that's a lot better. It was dipping down past the 10. Sweet. Oh yeah, the brakes are just that little tiny leak fix. I mean, the brakes even more skookum here. Oh wow! I just barely touch it. Okay. Sweet. Oh yeah, I love it. Oh my god. Okay, so that's that. We're at 14 volts. Defrost on. I got headlights, light bar, main lights. I got everything on. Yeah. Sweet. Now that's a success.
La donna muore, qual più al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero. Sempre una nobile che già troviso in pianto e riso e nel sogniero. La donna è notte